So I met this guy who completely changed how I think about making money. And I'm not talking about some get-rich-quick scheme or crypto nonsense. This is a real business model that's so simple, it's almost stupid. And this guy is making over 15K a month with maybe 20 hours a week. And he's got 2 people working for him, and here's the crazy part. They don't cost him anything. 0. Not a single dollar in fixed costs. And let me tell you why this is actually the laziest way to make money I have ever seen. Because most people think you need to be good at sales, or you need to be some marketing genius, or you need years of experience to build a successful business. But what if I told you that none of that matters? What if the secret isn't being the best at everything, but being smart enough to let other people do what they're good at while you focus on what you do best? By the end of this video, you're going to see exactly how this works, why it's so brilliant, and how you can apply this same model to almost any business. And trust me, once you understand this, you'll never look at business the same way again. So let me tell you about this guy I met. And by the way, I'm just getting this channel off the ground, so hitting subscribe is completely free for you, but it's really valuable for me. And I promise that in return, I'll keep earning your trust with the best content I can make to help you earn more money and build a better business. So thanks for the love, and let's get into it. When he first explained his business model to me, my reaction was a mix of disbelief and admiration. Because what he's doing sounds crazy at first, but when you really think about it, it's actually genius. And he runs a social media agency, nothing special. But not like the typical agencies you see everywhere. And this guy has something figured out that most people would never have the guts to do. His business is simple. He helps companies with a complete done-for-you service when it comes to setting up all their social media and making content. He sets up their accounts, creates brand guides with all the colors and fonts. He goes there himself as the photographer and the video editor, and he takes the pictures and shoots the videos and does all the scripting and whatnot. And for 15K, he provides them with 90 days worth of content. So Instagram Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn posts, everything except full-length YouTube videos. Now, here is where it gets interesting. His team consists of exactly 2 people. So a sales guy who brings in customers and a marketer who helps with delivery, making designs, the brand guides, setting up the accounts and everything. But here's the part that blew my mind. These 2 people don't cost him anything unless he has clients. So the sales guy gets 75% commission on every deal. That's 75% of $15,000. So over 11 grand per sale. And because of that huge commission, the guy doesn't pay him any salary. The sales guy is self-employed, so he works purely on commission, but since the commission is so high, he's more than happy to do it. And the marketer gets paid per job too. So no salary, just payment when there's actual work to do, like setting up the accounts and making the brand guides. So here's what happens. For the first 90 days with each client, this guy basically works for free. All the money from that 15K goes to paying the sales guy's commission and paying the marketer. After that's all paid out, he keeps very little money from the initial deal. Now, most people would think this is insane. Working for 3 months for almost no money. But here's where it gets brilliant. If the clients want to continue after those 90 days, he charges them 5K per month. And since he's the face of the company and he's the one shooting the photos, recording the videos and meeting with the clients all the time, he becomes the person they trust. And he averages 3 clients per month on that 5K retainer. So that's $15,000 per month for works that maybe take him 20 hours a week. So taking pictures, shooting videos, editing them and turning them into content pieces. But wait, because it gets even better. Since he's the one the clients see and work with directly, he's also the one who asks for referrals. And when he does a good job, which he does because he can focus entirely on the creative part, is the part he's actually good at, he gets the referrals. And business owners know other business owners, and marketing people know other marketing people. So when he gets a referral, guess what happens? He gets to keep that entire 15K for the first 90 days because the sales guy only gets commission on the clients he finds through his own outreach methods. So now he's got clients paying him 5K per month from his original sales guy's work, plus new 15K deals for the referrals where he keeps almost everything, plus the ongoing retainers, which is absolutely crazy. And when I first heard this, I really thought it was crazy. But then I realized something. This guy had figured out the thing most business owners never learn. You don't have to be good at everything. And he told me he did this because he sucks at sales. Well, he didn't say sucks exactly, but he said he doesn't really like to do cold outreach and selling to strangers, so he wanted somebody to do that for him. In the beginning, he had no money, so he started looking for a sales guy who would agree to get paid on commission only. But here's the key insight. He noticed that to find people who agree to work purely on commission, you have to give them a really large piece of the pie. That's exactly what he did. And the other thing is, he's really good at the content creation part, but he wanted to focus on that and deliver a really great job. And that's why he found a marketer who could handle all the account setup and the client onboarding, so he could focus on what he does best. And this actually reminded me of something I did when I started my recruitment business. I called it my NBE, my no budget employee. When I was just starting, I had no money. I got connected to a guy who also wanted to work in recruitment, but had no experience, so nobody would hire him. So I told him that if he got clients, I would do the work, I would find candidates for those clients, and when I got paid, I would give him half. But it was really nice because it was actually one of the ways I made my first clients. Now, after this, I ended up hiring people on payroll and he moved on, but I'll always be grateful for that experience. The difference is, I did the NBE thing to save time because I'm actually okay with doing sales. I just gave that guy the sales role because it would save me time. But one of the main reasons I gave him commission instead of salary is that I was just starting out and I couldn't afford the fixed cost of a salary. Now, you might think that giving away 75% commission is crazy, but think about it this way. You don't take any risks. If that person doesn't sell, you don't have to pay anything. And here's where it gets really interesting. If this guy found 10 salespeople like his current one, and 5 more marketers and maybe 2 more videographers and editors, on a pay-per-job basis, he could potentially make millions per year without having to pay anybody a fixed salary. And at scale, it's really genius. See, most people think you need to be good at sales or you need to be good at marketing or have some skills or years of experience, but this guy proved that skills don't matter as much as you think. What matters is being smart enough to structure your business so that other people do what they're good at while you focus on what you do best. And he could make double or triple what he's making now. He just chooses to work part-time. If he worked regular office hours, this guy would earn $500,000 per year in profit. And I think that's absolutely crazy. Because the beautiful thing about this model is that it works in almost any industry. You could sell software this way. You could sell coaching this way. I know you can sell social media management and content creation this way because that's exactly what he's doing. And I've done something similar in the recruitment industry. The key is understanding that you don't need to be the best salesperson or the best marketer. You just need to be willing to give people big enough incentives to do those things for you. Now, there is one risk. If clients don't continue working with you after those 3 months, you've done a lot of work for almost no money. But here's the thing. If you're actually good at what you do and you're focusing all your energy on delivering great results instead of trying to do sales and marketing and delivery all at the same time, your retention rate is going to be much higher. Plus, even if some clients don't continue, you're building a portfolio of work and getting testimonials, and that makes it easier to get new referrals and new clients in the long way. And the reason most people will never do this is because it takes guts. Most people wouldn't give away everything they earned for 3 months. But if you give everything away for 3 months, and then you can get clients on a 5K retainer for only a few hours of work per week, it's actually a really smart move. It's like planting seeds. You invest everything up front, but then you harvest for years to come. So why do I call this the laziest way to make money? Well, because once you set it up, you're basically working 20 hours a week, doing things you're actually good at, while other people handle everything you're not good at or you don't like. So you're not grinding 80 hours a week trying to be good at everything. You're not stressing about finding clients because someone else is doing that. You're not worried about the setup and the administrative work because someone else handles that too. You just focus on the one thing you do well, you deliver great results, you ask for referrals, and you collect your monthly retainers. So don't ever let anybody tell you that you cannot run a business if you don't have sales skills or marketing skills. Because knowing what you know now, you really have no excuse not to start a business. The only question is, are you willing to give up short-term profits for long-term freedom? Are you willing to work for almost nothing for 3 months if it means you can make 15K a month working part-time after that? And you know, most people aren't. But if you are, this might be the right business model that changes your life. And if you want to learn more about building businesses that give you freedom, time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, make sure you subscribe because I share these kinds of insights all the time. Real business models, real strategies from real people making real money. What do you think? Would you be willing to give away 75% of your profits for the first few months if it meant building a business that runs itself? Let me know in the comments.